All right, we are on. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to my noteworthy entrepreneur show. My name, in case we haven't met, is Tirza Ekholm, and my company is the Tirza Factor. And I am most honored today to have with me Lisa Casenti. And I'm going to let Lisa go ahead and introduce herself. Thank you, Lisa, for being on my show.
Oh, Tirza, I just want to thank you so much for having me on the show. I think this is a brilliant idea to support other entrepreneurs. I really do, and I cannot thank you enough. I feel very honored to be here.
You are
So,
most welcome, and it is my pleasure. And I love being in service to other entrepreneurs. This has been a special time for people to become entrepreneurs, and I'm delighted to have you here.
thank you. Thank
So
you.
tell us a little bit, Lisa, about what it is you do.
Sure. So as Tirza said, my name is Lisa Casenti, and I am the mommy. I'm a single mommy of a very sassy 2.5-year old. So that is my first and primary hat. But I am also an entrepreneur. So I'm a mommy entrepreneur, and what I'm doing is I'm focusing. I actually chose to affiliate myself with a company that I feel very passionate about, and it's a biotech company. And I learned about this biotech company during a really dark time in my life. So to just elaborate a little bit on that, when my daughter was just about 10 months old, I was diagnosed with a life-threatening illness, and it was a really very dark time for me. I was struggling in so many ways, and it was just hard for me some days with the interventions, the medical interventions that I was experiencing. It was hard some days just to get out of bed, to do anything. Like everything was just so much effort. So, and my baby at the time, I told you when I was diagnosed, she was just about 10 months. So it was really, I felt like I was failing as a mommy because all I wanted to do was sleep. I was in a lot of discomfort that was just like deep discomfort in my spine, and it would just make it difficult just to do normal things that you want to do as a mommy. Like you want to be on the floor with your child and do tummy time and all of these things. And at that time, it really was uh, it broke my heart because grandma and papa and my aunt Karen were helping to raise my little girl, and they were with her more than I was because mommy was just not functional.
Right.
And I was very blessed because I ended up going to this Kundalini yoga class because I just wanted to do anything that I could do to just restore my health. As I was going through all of these interventions, and there I met a very talented and teacher, a talented yoga teacher named Darlene, and she introduced me to the company that I'm now affiliated with. And I basically what I do now is I educate people about these products that basically empower the body to heal itself. So it works at health on a cellular level. So what I do is I educate people and I let them know that this is an option and that there is hope. Even if your doctors haven't given you hope, even if Western medicine and Eastern medicine combined have not given you hope, there's an option out there. So I hope that that kind of answers the question. It was a little bit of a lengthy response, but
Oh, it was perfect, and thank you so much for sharing your story with us. That's beautiful, and so beautiful to see you as you are now, having gone
yes,
through those
yeah,
challenges. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Tirza. Yes, what I should have said is, well, that when I was introduced, I had no idea, that these products would impact my life in such a big way. And in my father's life, it impacted him first in such a profound way. So that's kind of what took me through to this journey that I need to educate other people about this, because what it did for me is I basically I have gone through, so I know what it's like to go through the medical interventions I was going through without this technology. And it wasn't pretty. Like I said, just, nausea, not wanting to eat. I had, it was really a struggle to eat and do all those things, and a struggle just to do daily activities, let alone do things that I wanted to do with my daughter, like take her out on outings. This is the beginning of her life, and all I wanted to do was just embrace that, and I couldn't. So after I started introducing, in particular, two products into my daily life, I started to get my energy back. I started to, my skin was looking better. Like, you could visibly see that my health was impacted. My discomfort, that deep discomfort that I had in my spine, started to be alleviated. And I actually started to have some good days that I could go with my daughter, and we could go to Sweetbriar, is this nature center, and she loves owls. And one day we happened to, it was a good day for me, and we went, and she got to meet an owl. One of the caretakers there took an owl out, and it was just like, and I
Oh,
kept thinking, if I didn't have this technology, would I be able to have days like this with my daughter? So my daughter got her mommy back, and that was a really big deal. And I said, all of the things that it brought in my life, and not only that, it brought me an option of something that I could do and work from home, but yet have a huge impact and still raise my daughter. So it gave me an option that I needed. With all of the medical appointments and everything that I needed, it gave me something that wasn't just your typical, 9 to 5 job. So,
wow, that is amazing. So not only do you have your health back, you have more time to spend with your daughter, and you've become an entrepreneur in the process.
yes, which
Yeah.
is, I know now, so many families, so many parents are looking into, how can I work from home, especially in this new world that we're living in. So
Mhm.
how can I work from home? How can I take care of the children and still have an income coming in? And so people are looking, not solely to be, some people are looking solely to be entrepreneurs, and some people are looking for what they call a side gig, extra income, and building towards replacing their own income. So this is, I feel that this is really the best time for anyone to be looking at this. I mean, I just jumped right in, as I told you, Tirza. It's not a lot of people just jump right in, but it was not a choice for me. It was, this is what I'm going to do, and this is in my heart, and I deserve to give this option to people and let them know it exists. And some people are really excited to hear about this, and they just can't believe it, and they jump right in. And then other people think that it's something that's too good to be true. So the only thing that I can do is really just educate people as properly as I can. And I've started with as many people as I can, and I just continue to go. So
So what kind of, because you're in a special position to understand what it's like to start from the very beginning, what it's like to start as a mom of a brand new baby and a brand new business. What kind of special tip? I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot here. But what kind of special tip would you offer other moms out there, single moms, who are thinking about becoming either full-time or part-time entrepreneurs? I mean, that just might seem scary to anyone.
yeah, sure. Well, what I what I would like to say, I mean, I have to say I'm very blessed because I have a support system. I have grandma, and Pop works during the day, but he does help as well, and my Aunt Karen also helps when I'm doing things like such as this Zoom meeting. But it doesn't. Not everybody has that help. Not It's not available to everybody, and it doesn't happen all of the time. But what I can say is, you want to make sure that you structure your day, you have a plan for your day ahead of time. So the night before, if I can, and I try to do this every day, the night before, I put a plan in place. This is what my day is going to look like. And these are the things that I want to do with Leanna during the day. And these are our special non-negotiable times, which mean that these are the times that it doesn't matter what's going on. I'm going to be with my daughter and we're going to do X, Y, and Z. The morning time is in particular very special for me and my daughter, and she likes to read books in the morning and be cozy and cuddle. So the morning time is just not negotiable. I know between this time and this time I am cuddling and snuggling with my daughter, and at this time everything else starts. So I think to just have that structure in place, and as an entrepreneur, things can be very challenging. People can call you at all different times. So you have to make sure that you set times that this is dinner time. This is not a negotiable time. I cannot have a meeting at this time, but I can do this time. So I think that's very important, because no matter what, the reason that you're doing this is for your children and your family. So they're always a priority. So you just have to kind of, I know it sounds silly, but put them in the schedule. And that's the best way to do it. And you balance as best as you can. And on the days that Leanna needs me, on those days, I just try to work around it. And people that understand, that's wonderful. Not everybody does, but for the most part, I find that in this new world, that companies understand, individuals understand, and it just, it is what it is. So if I'm on a Zoom and all of a sudden my daughter starts to have a tantrum, I can excuse myself. Or if you have like very forgiving network group, like the wonderful networking group that we are on, you can just mute yourself and still participate. So you just do what you need to do as a mommy first and as a parent first, and and just do everything however else you can. But if you have that schedule and you have that plan, it will help you. And if you do it every night once your kiddos are in bed, that will help you. So I hope that was helpful.
That was extremely helpful, because I know that was, I had been a single mom myself, and that was definitely one of the things that I struggled with as well. So at the time I was working, I wasn't yet an entrepreneur, and nevertheless, I had really sacred times in my calendar. Those were for my children, period, no matter what else happened. So, and then, yes, other things happen and we just have to be flexible, and we just are. That's what we do as moms. So that's really special. And I think anybody out there who's being a single parent would know that they would have a special person in you, because you understand where they're coming from and what their challenges are, and you can help guide them through that. So
Yes, I would love to do that
yes.
for other single parents and other parents in general, because I feel that this is something that the world is kind of moving towards. I mean, many people are still working from home at this point with their own job, and they're figuring out other things to do. So I would be happy to be someone's guide on that journey.
That is wonderful. So let me just take a quick a moment here. So Lisa, you're in New York, is that right?
Yes,
New York.
yes.
Okay.
I'm on Long Island in New York.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And I'm in Colorado, and Lisa and I met at an online networking group called One Business Connection. And as with some other networking groups, this one especially is geared towards meetings all across the country. And without which I would not, because up until this pandemic happened, I was doing all of my networking locally, which is fabulous. It's Colorado Springs, but I had no reason necessary to look outside my own sphere, so to speak. And then all of a sudden, this thing happens and we start networking across the country, and I get to meet Lisa. So,
And I got to meet you, Tirza, which has been an absolute pleasure. I love your energy. And as I said before, I love this kind of interview format because you're supporting other entrepreneurs. And that is huge that you're doing that. And in particular, I love what you do, because what you do, a big part of what you do is customer retention and making sure that people are keeping in contact with their customers. And that's so important to keep that relationship going. So I know in my own business what I'm doing, making sure that you're always reaching out to the customer. How can I be of service to you? And to even just let them know that you're thinking of them and you have a wonderful plan in place for small business owners and for entrepreneurs like me to be able to reach out on a consistent basis. And I love the setup, and it's something that I know that I would never be able to kind of do on my own, but you have a plan in place and you have the structure. And I think it's just a beautiful thing. And I love it so much. And I love the support that you're giving me right now and that you've given other entrepreneurs. So Tirza, I cannot thank you enough for everything that you do
You.
and the light that you bring into many people's days, because you really are
Thank
wonderful.
you very much. So Lisa and I were talking, and then we'll have another time where Lisa's going to be interviewing me. So look for that
Yay.
announcement at some point, and so thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So Lisa, what's the best way for people to follow up with you, to learn more about what it is you do and what you offer? And
Sure. Okay, so they can call me. I have no problem giving my number. So they can call me at 516
okay,
578 6776. And I'll just say it one more time. So again, my cell number is 516 578 6776. And then they can also email me if they'd like at Lisa at empoweredhealing.academy.
oh,
So again, my
excellent.
email is Lisa, so Lisa at empoweredhealing.academy. And I can maybe on your Facebook post, when you post this, I can put that information because it
That
is a
would be
long
perfect.
email.
That would be perfect because it's easier just for people to link or copy what we put in there. So, any final words? Anything else I should have asked, Lisa?
Anything? Well, I guess no. I guess maybe one thing, I did explain that I took a leap of faith here, and it's really true. My background is in special education and in biology. And so what I have done all these years really was geared around working with children with special needs and working in programs with children with special needs. But that was not a possibility when I was given my diagnosis. So a lot of things in my life changed, and this just became a new this opportunity just became the right one for me and my family. But if anybody is kind of worried about, well, I don't have, business experience and I have no idea what it takes to be an entrepreneur. Well, I knew none of these things. I mean, at all. And it's something that I have been blessed enough that the company I'm affiliated with, they are guiding me. The people at One BC, One Business Connection, they are really helping me and giving me a lot of tools, masterminds that I'm participating in. So there are a lot of resources that are out there, and people like me want to help people that have been in my position. So again, I'm not an expert at all. However, I can say these are the things that you should focus on in the beginning. And I have a whole list of tools that people can access to help them. So that would just be the only other thing I would add.
That's perfect. And that's on a powerful note to end our interview on. So thank you very, very much again, Lisa, for being on my show, Noteworthy Entrepreneurs. And again, my name is Tirza Ekholm. I can be found at The Tirza Factor, and we'll look forward to seeing you all here again. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.